of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. I'm big time, lot of sun. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me. Yeah. Big time, big time, big time, big time. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of grind. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar signs. Try to take it from me. Big time. I got a lot of shine. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of grind. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind. I'm big time, lot of shine. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try and take it from me, from me, from me, from me. Big time, number 9. Got it in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of grind. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind.
And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to a Wednesday and Thanksgiving Eve edition of the Ysn Power Hour. We have a full boat here today. Me, I'm DJ. Well, you got CJ right next to me, Amo in the corner. We got D-Rix down there, right in the middle, making his first ever appearance on the Power Hour. It is Chris Sigler. EB, welcome back. And then we have two staples of this show that make this baby roll. It's Rob Mush, and it is the legend himself, the Grammy Award-winning Scotty Minter. What's up, dude?
What is up? You said make the show roll. Was that pun intended?
No, it wasn't. I didn't even think about it. I'm sorry, buddy.
No, I like it. It's cool. That's a good one.
He's out of the gate.
Oh, he's all warmed up. I'm sure he's already had a couple cold ones in preparation for this show today. I guess the biggest party day, second only to New Year's Eve of the year. I didn't know this. Is this something that's been around for a long time, or am I that lame that I'm not a big partier?
It's the biggest bar night in America.
It's crazy. It's unbelievable.
Thanksgiving Eve is like the only time I won't drive drunk. I'm just kidding.
DJ, how did you not know that though?
I'm not a partier. Like I'm a homebody. I mean, look at me. I sit here in this chair for 23 hours of the day. I'm pretty sure. Is it because of the college kids coming home? What is it? That's it?
I don't think so. I mean, well, I'm sorry. I take that back. That depends on the bar, because if you go downtown, Youngstown, of course, you're going to see a hell of a lot more young kids than you normally would the weekend before. But like for like spots that I kick it at, like La Villa and Struthers bars and things like that, it's just family coming into town too. So it's not just kids. You got all the people coming in with the relatives, and then all of a sudden you're making some bad decisions and you're trying to pray for and apologize for them the next day because you're all of a sudden closer because you're supposedly eating dinner with family.
Oh my gosh.
Look, everyone knows what they're doing tomorrow too. Like it's not like Christmas where you have gifts and you have to go to church. I mean, everyone knows it's all about you wake up, you stuff your face, you lay around, you be lazy, watch football. So why not be hungover? I mean, just get the trifecta: food, football, feeling terrible.
Am I the only one that's
No.
never had a hangover on this panel? I've never had one.
Oh,
Wow.
Look at you.
Scotty, you've had a hangover?
Oh, several times. I might have one after the night. I'm going out after the show.
Scotty, where are you going, man? I gotta come see you, man. What's up?
I'm going to it's vinyl night again, Royal Oaks.
there we go.
Hey, man, I might be rolling with you. No pun intended.
All right.
Leslie says, try it.
You know, at some point I think I've kind of become an adult, and then I have another night where I just drink too much, and it's like, yeah, it hasn't happened.
The funny part about all this is, Scotty, your birthday's coming up, right?
It is. It's on Sunday, so I'm sure we'll get into that, talking about the games. But yeah, my birthday is Sunday, and I have a good feeling I have a feeling how it's gonna go. But we'll get into that more later.
Yeah, we'll get into your NFL games in just a little bit. We have some high school games we need to talk about too, but first and second, we have a couple things that we do each day on the Ysn Power Hour that we have to take care of business here. It is Shopping Reminder Day. So I don't know anybody that needs a reminder that today and Friday and Monday are some of the biggest shopping days of the year, but now's your chance to write your list to Santa, or at least have an opportunity to get what you want for Christmas out there. CJ, if somebody's shopping for you this year, what's on your Christmas list?
The only thing I've asked for was a PlayStation 5. I have no clue if I'm going to get it. I highly doubt it, in fact. But other than that, I really don't know.
Are they still hard to come by?
Oh, yeah.
Are they
They're
really?
a pain. Oh, yeah.
It's been a year and some.
Oh, it's
now.
crazy. There's still people on eBay raising the price for like $1,000.
Wow. That's incredible.
We can't get the chips over here.
Once we get those chips, man, we're going to have so many. They're going to call us Frito-Lay because, I mean, they're going to go in the cars, the PlayStations, the Xboxes. I mean, those chips are stuck in the canal. I can't wait till they get back because the world needs those chips, for God's sake. Like, somebody swim out and get them and you'd be a rich man. David Hasselhoff. Amo, what's on your Christmas list?
Ohio State hoodie. I need a new one.
Ohio State hoodie?
Simple.
You better get them before this weekend because I feel like there's going to be a bunch of bandwagon jumpers on that Buckeye train after Saturday.
For the bucket.
D. Ricks, what is Santa Claus going to bring you this year?
Oh man, all I asked for was a beard grooming kit. So as long as I get that, I'm good.
Well played. Siggy?
Well, I don't even, to be honest with you, I don't really have anything on my list. If I ask for something, my wife says, go buy it. If you want it, just go buy it. So
There it is.
that's what happens when you get to a certain age in life, I guess.
I think this just happens when you get married. Like you
True.
just go get it.
That's right.
Like I don't even want to get it. You just go get it.
Yep.
EB.
Dude, I'm not married, and generally I'm just told, go get it. That's what I do. I mean, I don't know, dude, because I'm so picky about certain things. I don't game, and like I have everything that I want. I'd probably go shoes or clothes or hoodies. That's always a fail-safe. I feel it's a cop-out, but it's what I'm rolling with right now.
Jeff's having a bad day. Coming out.
Yeah, Jeff, we were getting along so well too.
There's a lot
Coming
of
out of the
fans on today.
gates.
I've never been a cocky fan myself, man. We could be mission every year and then turn around and get our ass handed just by the SEC. So I'm not cocky about that stuff.
Nope.
Exactly right.
Rob, what's on your list that people are going to buy you this year?
EB, as soon as I tell you, I need you to ask me if I'm being serious. All right? You ready?
Got you. Yep.
World peace.
You being serious?
Dyke! I want I don't care what I get as long as she picks out the present the right way, and she better do a good job too because I grew up poor and I'm a spoiled brat when it comes to stuff now that I'm older.
I can't believe that you put that ball on the tee for yourself and then let somebody else say that they pitched it to you. That was impressive, my friend. That was very impressive. Scotty, what's Santa bringing you?
I'm kind of like Chris. I don't really have anything on my list. I guess I'll be getting another a jersey, a throwback 70s style Cavalier jersey. But you can never go wrong with you can never have enough jerseys, in my opinion. So I'd go with another football jersey. I would like maybe, or even like a throwback Pistol Pete Atlanta Hawks. I like those throwback jerseys. So maybe something like that. But I'm definitely a jersey guy. So that's what I would want if I did have a list. Like people buying for me.
Scotty, say it one more time for Sarah Yoakley listening at home. How many jerseys can you have?
You can never have enough.
Attaboy.
Never too many.
I'm going to pay for that one. That is 100% for sure. I don't think that I even have anything on my list for this year for people shopping. People say I'm difficult to buy for it. I'm kind of with EB, just clothes and just gear. I'm a jersey guy, and anything YSN I'll typically be okay with. And you can shop too on YSN's website. Go to ysnlive.com and click on I forget what it even is. Is it the shop button? I think so. Go do that. Those make good gifts this time of year as well. So, and we don't get any of the money. We keep the prices low for you. So we love seeing people out there with YSN gear. Coincidentally, we went to Ursuline today, Steve and I saw a D-Mac, DeMarcus McElroy, had a YSN beanie on, which was pretty sweet. When you see athletes wearing YSN gear, I get stoked. I get excited. So shout out to D-Mac at Ursuline. And we'll talk about them in just a little bit. Rob, it's your time to shine, man. It is the Would You Rather, brought to you by our friends at Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. What do you got for us, Mr. Mush?
I was actually going to ask this other question, but at the last minute, I was like, you're an idiot. Why wouldn't you do a Thanksgiving Would You Rather? So I literally just pulled up this page, and this is actually a pretty decent one. So we're going to go with this. Actually, I think it's the first one. All right, you ready? Would you rather have to eat turkey for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a week after Thanksgiving, or have to wear a pilgrim costume to school or work for a week after Thanksgiving?
This is easy. I do eat turkey, breakfast, lunch, and dinner constantly after Thanksgiving, so I'm going with that one. CJ?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I love turkey, so I'll go with that.
Uh-oh. Lane Rhodes, I think, just jumped on the Scumbag Express. Amo, what are you thinking?
Turkey. Easy.
D-Rix?
Listen, I'm going with the pilgrim costume because turkey. Listen, that means I'd be missing out on my steak, my pulled pork, my barbecue. Like, nope.
How long was it after? A week?
For a week. That's too long.
No. A week's easy. If it was a year, I'd have to think about it.
My burgers, my wings from La Villa. Come on now. Nope. Not happening.
Now, we're going to have to get together because I've never had those.
Oh, my God. Just sit on the corner with me at the bar right by the Keno machine. You'll be all right.
Done. Sigs?
Well, I'm not a huge turkey fan, but I think I'd go with the turkey. Considering where I work, if I showed up with a pilgrim costume on to a nuclear power plant for a week straight, I'd probably be getting patted down daily or escorted off-site. So I'll go with the turkey.
That could be an enjoyable experience, getting patted down daily. Just it's all in perception, right?
Oh boy, no.
EB.
I mean, look, if they're gonna send you home, free week off, wear the costume. I don't know. Like, I'm not the biggest turkey fan, but I'd probably go turkey because there's a couple. Like, if I can mix it up on how I do it, if I can smoke it, if I can deep fry it, if I can, look, I can throw in and make a little turducken and D-Rex, I can hit it all. So we'll go with the turkey.
Where are all these Michigan fans coming from?
They're keyboard warriors.
Yeah, what's going on with them?
Rob, where do you stand on this?
I might have to go with the caution because, I mean, I like turkey and everything, but if I had to eat it 3 or 4 times a day, I mean, no, I don't think I could do that. I'd rather just explain to my customer that I came up with this stupid would you rather question and I had to live it out.
I love that you
They ain't going to think nothing of it either. They'd be like, say, what a surprise. You're just wearing a pilgrim costume. All right, I'll see you when you're done.
Wait, what's the baby at New Year's? Like, I could see Rob doing that instead of the pilgrim costume. Scott, excuse me.
I have zero shame.
Scotty.
Yeah, I think this one's pretty easy for me. I mean, if we were talking a month like that, I would really have to think about this. But just a week after, I definitely go with just eating the turkey. It's funny because I think it's one of the most, like, at least to me, like, I never think of turkey until Thanksgiving, and I really only have it like on Thanksgiving, and then the leftovers are even better the day after. And then after that, I never have turkey, but I love it, but I never have it aside from 1 or 2 days out of the year. It's weird. So I could eat turkey for a week.
I think turkey.
Hey, why does Scotty look like he's on like an interview and he doesn't want anybody to know who he is? It's like he's getting ready to narc on like the Hells Angels, and if they show his face, he's dead. Yeah, Scotty, where'd you go? All that sees is silhouette. It's like Scotty, another 48 hours.
I was going to get someone to open the blinds, but then I'm like, F it. I'll just go in the dark.
Scotty's just going to go to witness protection for an hour. That's all.
Yeah.
But he gives away his ID and the name below.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, we can fix that. Before we do that, a lot to talk about. Let's start with this Ursuline game, guys. I've heard both sides of the story here. We talked to Coach Reardon, we talked to Dean Boyd, to D-Mac, and to Brady Shannon earlier today with Steve Leslie. I got to tell you that the Port Clinton, what we're hearing is they're big, but not as big as Glenville. What does that say to you when you hear something like that from not necessarily from a coach, but from anybody? That tells me that they're pretty confident going in, being that they beat Glenville already. Let's start with you, CJ.
Yeah, and really they should be confident. This Ursuline team, this is probably one of the best teams that we not just have around here, but in the state. If they're talking, if they have confidence, they should be. They're legit, and anyone they go up against, that they should probably, I would, for my money, they should probably be the favorite.
Amo, you're good at reading between the lines with coaches because you've done it for such a long time. When a coach says that or a player says that kind of oozes confidence, don't you think?
Yeah. I like to think Ursuline with their offense can pretty much adapt to anything, right? I mean, you got Brady who can throw it, B-Mac who can run it. They're going to be confident. They won't say it out loud, I don't think, because they're not those type of people. But I think behind the scenes, I think they're real confident. And to be not as big as Glenville, that's still pretty big. Glenville was big. So
they said that's the biggest team they've seen.
That team
that says a lot.
That team was huge for high school.
Where are all these Michigan fans coming from? This is amazing at this point.
This is absurd is what it is.
This is incredible.
You won't see them on Monday, though.
No, they'll disappear after Sunday afternoon. D-Rex, your thoughts on Ursuline being able to go up against another sizable line supposedly a good quarterback, supposedly a good running back. I mean, you get to this point, I think that's what people need to understand. You get to the state semifinals, everybody's good. We're not going to – usually we don't see blowouts at this point.
No, and I think it's okay to be confident, but you still have to go execute. I mean, no matter what, you read it a certain way, but you still have to – there's still going to be a lot of nerves before that. Or there's still going to be guys puking in the locker room because they can't help themselves, but you have to execute. But as far as being confident, why not be confident? You made it this far. You're talented. You know you're talented. There's no reason to sit there and say, hey, you know what? They're good, but you need to say so are we. So I would definitely be okay with that, but you just got to go execute.
Siggy, you've had your chance to see this team on tape. Do you like Ursuline's chances going into the state semis on Friday?
Why wouldn't you at this point? You know, you get to this point in the season, and you talk about the size of these other teams, but for my money is, as long as you're an offensive team and you can put points on the board like Ursuline has every week this year, I think that oozes confidence for you as a coach if you're Ursuline. You know, it's different if you're a defensive team all year and you've held people to 10 to 15 points a year, and you kind of just hope you can do it again this week and maybe your offense can catch fire. But when your offense is clicking like Ursuline's does every week, there's no reason not to think that you're going to be successful.
I'm with you 100%. EB, I mean, you've coached teams that are supposed to win, and there's always another team that wants to play for that championship as well. I mean, what do you think Ursuline mentally is up against this week?
I mean, they're up against themselves at this point. I think if anything, Ursuline's proved that they're confident on offense, especially. I mean,
Did I miss your birthday?
They're putting points up constantly. So, I mean, if you're Ursuline, you have to be feeling pretty good offensively, like because they don't really get stopped. They only stop themselves. And then, dude, Scotty Minter's throwing me off for a hot sec, but
I got you. I muted him.
Incognito just wrecked my world.
Incognito.
I'm gonna change his name again because that's too good.
But I mean, if you're Ursuline, yeah, you're looking for your comparisons right now because you don't know much about these people. So Glenville's your closest comparison. So you got to feel confident with that. But if you're Ursuline, the only people stopping Ursuline right now is Ursuline. So I feel they should be more than confident.
Rob, you've loved Ursuline since the jump. I mean, talk to me about what you like about them in this game.
Well, like I said the other day, and I'm not about to change my tone now, the idea of Ursuline winning state is just, taking up a free space in my head, and they have been. The one key stat that I'm looking at this game, because I don't know nothing about Port Clinton, usually I'll take the time to research these teams, but I didn't even have time last night. Usually I'll go with the win-loss record for their opponents and try and gather some information that way. But the one key stat that's jumping out of me is they're very close in points scored. Ursuline's got 578 compared to Port Clinton's 560. The one key difference is, of course, the defense. When you got Ursuline giving up 438, Port Clinton's only giving up 179. That right there is a concern, along with they're a 13-1 team. So, I mean, at this point, all these teams are good. But regardless, with those stats, I still think Ursuline, the way they're clicking right now, they're on fire. And I don't know much about Port Clinton. I'm just going to assume that they're not going to slow them down. So,
Incognito, what are you thinking?
Yeah. People come at me here now, just like, people are everywhere. I don't got any. That's why I was trying to hide my identity. But from what I've seen out of Ursuline this year, and just the scores they put up and their offensive firepower, I don't know. Sometimes I think, the old saying goes that defense wins championships. But that seems like an adage that's been around, since the beginning of time. I remember hearing it when I was a little kid. But when you can score like Ursuline can, you played some of the opponents they had already. I don't think they're really going in any game here not confident. I know to your point, DJ, you get this far, any team you play, it's not very likely you're gonna blow them up. But as far as confidence level, I don't think I think it's as high as it's been at any other point this season.
So here's another thing to put in your mind, or at least in the back of your mind, is does everybody remember how Ursuline's season ended last year with all those guys on the COVID list? Being able to talk to Brady Shannon and D-Mac and DeBoyd and some of those guys, and Coach Reardon especially, when Steve sat down with them earlier today, they know they felt cheated. They felt cheated that their season, which they thought they could make an extremely deep run in last year, ended with unfortunate reasons to it with COVID. Not that they're the only ones, obviously, but in the regional finals, I think you look at what they did and the team that they had. You look at Matthew Reardon, you look at some of those other guys, those monsters they had up front, and you wonder, at least I wondered up till this morning, is that anywhere in their mind cycle? Is that going through their head right now? Is, okay, we got to make good for not only our class of seniors, but the seniors that didn't really have a chance. And they got cheated, from not being able to play their last game. And have that moment where they take their shoulder pads off for the last time, and they know it's the last time. And the answer is yes. They're playing for those seniors from last year. So I think Ursuline takes care of business yet again this year. They've been highly picked all year. We've obviously kept them in high regard with as much scoring as they've had, and I think this has been a special season for them, going all the way back to week 1. In Stambaugh Stadium. So with that, let's start it up. I'm taking the U. Amo, what say you?
The U.
Amo says the U. EB?
Yeah, same. I feel they have all the confidence in the world going into this. Definitely the U.
All right, Mush?
The U. I want to go to the U.
I don't know. D-Rix.
I'm going to go with them as well. I think not to get too far ahead of us, but I think we're going to go with a Valley sweep here.
Sigler, what do you got?
Stick with the Irish. That schedule's prepared them for this stage, and they're ready to take it.
Incognito.
Well, I can't put up a U sign because my dexterity leaves a lot to be desired. But I'm going to go with Ursuline as well.
Thanks, Scotty. If they couldn't figure out who it was, that pretty much just gave it away. It's not Santa Claus sitting in that bottom left corner. Let's go, CJ.
Yeah, I'm going Ursuline as well. That offense is just too legit.
We have, oh no, baby. This is, man, that's not Quinn Pushkar, by the way. In case you've never met Quinn, and he has 2 N's in his name. And I don't think that's how he spells his last name.
You can't blame these. Hey, you cannot blame these Michigan fans for being excited. And here's the thing: keep in mind, even though this game started back in 1897, I mean this rivalry is still lopsided. It doesn't matter that it was voted in 2000 as best rivalry in America. It's so lopsided now, but you can't blame them for being excited this year because Michigan is a very good football team. I can't believe they're talking this much smack still after what they seen us do to Michigan State last week. That was an obliteration of another very good football team. If I was Michigan, I would not be talking off the rails yet. I wouldn't say nothing until Sunday.
Alex saying, hey guys, hope all is well. Want to give my boy Mikey G a shout out. One of my best friends at Westminster. First off, shout out Mikey G. Secondly, shout out to Alex. And shout out to Titan Nation out there. Tighten up. Let's get through this, but we're going to talk about that Michigan-Ohio State game. And I told Siggy 60-point favorite. I mean, I think Ohio State wins by 60. And you can call me crazy. I'm not an Ohio State fan at all. Like, I'm just saying, if you weren't impressed by what they did, Rob, to your point about Michigan State, oh my gosh. Like, and Does anybody remember that Ryan Day said he'd like to beat Michigan by 100?
Does everybody remember why?
I don't remember why, to be honest with you.
That's because Harbaugh was meddling in Ohio State's business off season, and he said, "Mind your own business, mind your own team, or we're going to hang 100 on you."
That's what it was. And then Harbaugh said something about dying.
He's going to die trying to beat Ohio State and win the Big Ten title.
And Ryan Day said, "R.I.P."
You're a coach, and you speak motivationally for basically a living. And that's what you come up with, thinking that Ryan Day's just going to let that sit?
Right.
When I saw that, I was like, you got to be kidding
Hey,
me.
yeah, at the same time, what else is Harbaugh going to say? What else can he possibly say to motivate his team, knowing that they're basically going to get dropped off at some step parent's house and never picked up again? I mean, what else do you say? You literally have to be so politically correct and say, well, we're going to sure give it a good shot. That's all he can say. You can't see. How do you motivate a team from Michigan that hasn't won since 2012 just because they're good, knowing that they're probably going to get 60 scored on? It's got to be tough to have that job.
I don't know. I think that
I apologize in advance. I might get a little excited today for this one, so.
I don't know how the confidence is oozing. Yes, you're the number 5, right? 5 team in the nation. That's awesome. Congratulations. You might slide down the slippy slide all the way down to about 700 after the ass whooping that I predict is going to happen on Saturday. And it's not going to be close. I mean, it's going to be you've got a year of ass whoopings coming your way, Michigan. Like a year, 2 years, really. You think about it, 2 years of just beatings. You ran away with COVID last year after talking all that trash. I feel I don't know. If I was a Michigan fan right now, I'd probably just keep it cool, like Scotty does with the Browns. Just keep it iced, and then when you come out and something good happens, like 2 bad snaps or whatever happened to the Steelers in that playoff game that I keep hearing about, even though we have already a victory over Cleveland this year, got to keep hearing about it. You wait for moments like that, and then you absorb it, right? Because Chris knows this. I'm going to lean on you. How long's it been since Michigan beat Ohio State?
11 years.
2012.
Yeah,
It's
Harbaugh's
11 years,
0 for
right?
5, I believe. And whoever was there just standing on the sidelines for Michigan, Brady Hoke, and
Was it Luke Fickle that lost?
yeah, it was Fickle when they went 6-6. I believe
Yeah.
was the last time they lost to. I can't even say their name, but I'm gonna hold back for. I'm just sitting here just stewing on this whole thing. So.
Well, we're going to get through the high schoolers here, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we don't even have to run a commercial today. That's what I'm excited about. We were going to just talk sports for the entire hour.
Oh, let's go.
So let's get back to high school real quick, and we'll revisit Ohio State here in a moment. This is the interesting one to me because I heard a doubter today, and you guys help me out how this happens after 3 years. I heard a doubter talk about Springfield. At this point, in this juncture, how do you doubt what Springfield can do after 2 regional championships, 2 state championship appearances, and on their way, I think, to a 3rd? At this point, how do you doubt Springfield? Amo.
So that means you doubt Beau Brungard, right?
Ipso
I mean,
facto.
So I did 2 of his games this year, and I was expecting, Beau to be Beau with that 200 yards rushing. I think I maybe saw him rush 3 times for 50 yards. They did that spread offense. I think they're preparing themselves for the playoffs where they know people are going to stop Beau at some point, right? I mean, somebody down the line is going to be able to key in on them. And it looked like they were trying that spread offense, and as soon as playoffs hit, they were like, nope, we're going back to Beau. Being Beau, make him make plays, and I don't know how you doubt him. The kid doesn't make mistakes, and he's a great kid, and that team, that defense is so underrated. Everybody talks about Beau in the offense, but that defense is so good.
How do they sneak under the radar after this is year number 3? How do they keep sneaking underneath the radar? And people are like, they lost too
They
much.
love it, though. They love it.
Oh, they love it.
Those
I would
people love
if
it.
I'm Sean Guerrero, I'm beating the drum. Like, hey, keep doubting us. Keep doubting us. But how? I'm so and I'm hoping one of you guys can tell me how you doubt
Stupidity.
Springfield at this juncture.
Stupidity.
It's insanity to me. EB.
I mean, how do you doubt Springfield? Maybe earlier in the years because we had a lot of good teams this year. I mean, you think of not only the ones that are left, but I mean, you had a lot of teams that were electric too, and you had even your teams that were 4-6, 5-5. They were in a lot of games, and it could have swung the other way really quick. I think the only thing I can think is how you doubt them. It's not necessarily doubting them, but Springfield doesn't do anything ultimately that sexy on the football field. They just show up and win. Like Beau does what he needs to do. Sometimes it's through the air, sometimes it's on the ground, sometimes it's defensively, special teams. Like each game that I've seen of Springfield, there's been a different facet of the game that actually controlled everything. So there's nothing like we knew what West Branch was. Their offense, bam. Drew to Shields. Same with Ursuline. Heavy offensive power. JFK big. Their schedule. We know what South Range was going to do in Garrettsville, but like Springfield just goes to work, and that's the only thing that I can think of. Like they don't do anything. They don't have just something that sets them an amazing offense. Like their offense is good, but they're just so even keel that I think sometimes it just gets overlooked because it's not a huge flash.
Okay, let's twist the question a little bit. So because now I'm hearing it. Do you feel like they're underrated, or do you think like we take Springfield for granted at this point in this juncture in the season, Rob?
I don't want to say I wouldn't think underrated. I mean, man, EB couldn't have hit that one out of the park further. Their offense is not sexy at all, but they do exactly what they should do to win football games, and they're coached so very well by my dude Sean. You can't take anything away from them. I mean, they're just a very, very good football team, and the only reason you're going to see, I think, maybe some people around here doubt them is keep in mind we're talking about high school football in what is it, week 15 right now? Is it 15?
Yep.
So this is just like anything can happen. We didn't think that certain outcomes were going to happen last week, but I will say this, man. You talk about an even matchup. Their points scored and points against are like neck and neck. So I think this football game is going to be phenomenal. I myself, I'm going to keep pushing that Springfield bandwagon. So I'm definitely rooting for them to get to state as well. But you can't sleep on this Cary team. I mean, I can understand why somebody would have some kind of doubt in the outcome of the game, but to just say something, let's say even derogatory in regard to Springfield, that part wouldn't make sense to me at all.
D-Rix, is this a situation where we take Springfield for granted, or that we really do underrate this team?
I mean, I think it's a little bit of both. I think they are a little underrated, and we have taken them for granted. I think because of their loss to South Range at the beginning of the year, it'd be crazy if you would have flipped their schedule and had them play Week 10 just to see the growth in Springfield. Because you got to remember, last year Springfield's offensive line was massive. Those were some big boys up front. I'm sure that they had to get worked out at the beginning of the year. And after that South Range loss, has anybody even come close to them? You know what I mean?
Brookfield earlier, right?
Yeah, they almost lost to Brook. Wasn't that like in a 2-week span, like 2-3 week span?
Yeah, back to back. They scored 14 in the last 2 minutes or 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was like 21-14, I think.
And anybody this year, they'll tell you Brookfield is going to give everybody a game. So, but I think the fact that Springfield just kept rolling, and we were kind of more talking about like the undefeated teams in our area, the West Branches and the South Ranges, and what we were really big on Fitch for most part. Nurse, coming on after that tough loss at Chardon. I think we kind of took a step back from Springfield, but man, they're just a well-oiled machine, and I mean, the sky's the limit for them. I really feel like, and especially since Beau was able to run all over Mogador, that is not an easy thing to do. Mogador will stretch the field offensively with their offensive line, but they'll do the same on defense. They cut they do a lot of they cut the gaps basically, and they kind of fall down like their front five fall down basically to avoid any sort of running lane. And Beau was able to get his yards, man. So I'm really excited for Springfield this year. And look, 2 chips on the shoulder, 3rd time's a charm, whatever you want to say. This team's destined just as much as Ursuline is, and JFK.
Siggy, you and I have talked about this. You and I both believe that Beau Brungard is probably the biggest impact player over the course of 4 years, that more than anybody that's ever come through here, that I can remember at least. And you talk about the Clarettes, Mario Manninghams. I mean, the guys that are playing on Sundays or were playing on Sundays. I mean, is there anybody else that you'd want in a situation like this? Again, somehow people just looking the other way on the Springfield Tigers than having Beau Brungard and his cast of characters in the Springfield Tigers.
Absolutely not. You know, you get to this point as a senior, it's get on my back, guys, and I'm going to take you the rest of the way. And it comes down to a word, pedigree. You know, this team's got the pedigree now, and they believe in themselves. Beau aside, these other guys, they're all in for that name Springfield on their shirts right now. And that's a lot to go up against if you're another squad that for Springfield has been there, done that so many times in the last 3 years. You know, the sky's the limit for this squad right now. And Brungard is he's just leading the way strong like he's expected to do. And he's not missing a step. And to your point too, is how they've been maybe overshadowed is sometimes that's, I think it's no knock on it, but it's small league syndrome a little bit too. Some of these schools play in these smaller leagues in our area. We kind of just don't pay attention to them as much as the West Branches or Salem or Ursuline, Cardinal Mooney when they've had a good year, Fitch. So fair or not, that's just kind of how it goes. And Springfield is we just assume they're going to be there at this point. And like you said, we just take it for granted, I think.
I think, too, that we have you talk about syndromes. I think we have a syndrome here that we always say, well, Springfield just has to go through the MVAC. They don't have to go through the NE8. They don't have to go through the EB. They don't have to go through any of these other conferences or have an independent schedule. We always find an excuse for why Springfield is, 9-1, 10-0, whatever they may be at that point. And then we back them up against whoever they're going to play. Well, wait till they get to the MAC. Wait till they get to the and then they just keep on overcoming. And obviously, if you saw that state championship game last year, come on. I mean, how much more could they have done to a state powerhouse, perennial powerhouse in Coldwater? And quite the contrary, Coldwater's sitting over there going, oh, man. Oh, I really hope that Springfield doesn't make it because this is a perfect opportunity for them to just cap this 4 years for Springfield. Not that Coldwater would ever back away, but it's in the back of their mind because they lost a lot of guys too. And I think they lost more than Springfield did because Springfield still got 21 slinging the rock. So, CJ, from your standpoint, from a coach's perspective, mentally, does it amp you up to have people backing you down in a corner once again?
Oh, certainly. Anytime you have doubters kind of looking at your team, you sort of want to prove them wrong, and you go out there maybe with a chip on your shoulder. Whenever you're too comfortable, that's when you get nervous as a coach. And as far as Springfield goes, I think that team is what any coach wants. The consistency they have, night in, night out. They don't care what people say about them. They do their job. That's what you want if you're a coaching staff. You want that consistency in your players. You want that hard-nosed attitude that your players have. So as far as Springfield goes, that's about as close to a perfect team as you can get.
All right, Scotty, here's the question I've been saving just for you. Beau Brungard or Baker Mayfield?
Well, you know me and how I've been on the Baker bandwagon ever since he arrived in Cleveland. But right now, you got to go Beau. I mean, I might as well be out there running the offense the way he's playing. So,
Well, hasn't in 3 years, Beau Brungard's won more games than Baker, and I think Baker's played more games.
This is true.
I see why you're incognito, Scotty.
And all joking aside, like Amos says, is how not flashy this team is. You all expect to look to the sidelines, and just because this is the theme of the weekend, expect to see Woody Hayes or Earl Bruce standing there coaching that team. It's just all business. Go out and do your job, and see you at the end of the game.
I think the bright lights are not going to be too big for Springfield. I think and we're going to talk about another team that the bright lights are not going to be too bright for in JFK in just a minute. But, I mean, Springfield, if you haven't heard it at this point, Springfield is on a mission. And if you are a Blues Brothers fan, they're on a mission from God. And it's one of those things where, like, you're not going to stop. It's going to take an army with tanks to stop the Springfield Tigers from getting to that state championship game and ultimately winning it and leaving everything out on that field I think it's next Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. So, dude, I don't know what else to say. I was so flabbergasted when somebody said that, this team that they're playing is XYZ. They've got a fullback that's 270 pounds, and he's going to –
Do they really?
Okay. But listen, I don't care can they catch Beau Brungard? If you're 270 and you can move around and catch Beau Brungard, God bless you, because you better be going to Michigan. You better be going to one of those schools, because that's booking it at 270. So God bless you. That's going to be a great game. Make sure you listen to it free, audio only, on ysnlive.com. All right, let's go. Kennedy playing Newark Catholic. Another team. I don't want to take anything away from Newark Catholic, but if memory serves, it's been a minute since they've been in this situation. So the lights are going to be turned up a notch. And if you saw Kennedy at all this year, you know that they literally are on a mission, just as Springfield is, and they are. Down 13-0, and it didn't even faze them. They get it in overtime. Whatever it takes. That's who JFK is. That's the Blue Storm. That is Blue Pride. That is the Eagle football. And Coach Prologo has this team believing, even without Cam Hollabaugh last year, who was all everything for them, they've got the players in the right positions that I think, and many think, that they're better than they were last year. Let's go reverse skate on this. CJ, your thoughts on Warren JFK?
Yeah, the playmakers they have are legit. I got to see them a couple weeks ago. They were so exciting to watch. Their offensive, defensive lines, those are some of the biggest kids I've seen around this area. They know – it was incredible watching them. As soon as they try to run the ball, they know pinpoint exactly where to stop them, and they just unload. It's insane. It's so fun to watch them. It was so impressive, their defense. I'm with you, DJ. They are on a mission. That team was legit. They can beat anybody.
They run a mission from Gad. Scotty.
I just think kind of to a little bit echo what you said, DJ. I think they love the bright lights, and just in doing my research and watching them this year and just reading the box score, I think they're even better than they've been in the past. So I think this team is even better equipped to get a huge win right now in week number 15 that we're in. So, yeah, I think their chances are really good. I'll put it this way. I think they're a lot better than my Browns chances this weekend.
Siggy, your thoughts on JFK?
You know, I think a lot goes to that game last week. You know, when your back's against the wall at this time of year and you're able to step up, that really shows that coaching staff a lot of character that you have and that you're not taking it for granted. You know, you could go out and just mow people down every week. And that coaching staff could say, oh, man, I hope we still have it this week, even though they do have the talent. Don't get me wrong. But it's just you get to this point in the year, you like to see a little bit of that character and grit able to come back when adversity hits you in the face. And it really shows what kind of team you have and what kind of step you're ready to take.
Hang on. We got to put a pause on this for a second because I got people saying happy birthday. It's not my birthday. Like, I don't know where this came from. Hashtag not DJ's birthday. How about that one? But thank you. Appreciate it. D-Rix, JFK is a team that you really like.
Yeah, and I think that loss is a big motivating factor as to why they got up and they were in the weight room at 4:30 in the morning every day in the summer. I mean, that just tells you what you are as a program and how determined you are to get back to where you were and actually get the job. And the fact that they actually did play Newark Catholic last year and they did beat them last year.
Yep.
But the fact that they will see a familiar foe and this far along, and knowing that they beat them last year and they still have a bunch of studs. I mean, granted, Cam Hollabaw's not walking through the door for Kennedy, but there are so many others that have stepped up and have done things. They're actually more of a dynamic team than they were last year. So I'm really proud of the guys over there, and I hope they take care of business.
Was it the state semis last year too, Donnie?
I feel like it would have been the state semis because I don't think Newark Catholic was in a region.
Okay.
When I was at McDonald, we played Newark Catholic. When Rob Kelly was there, he was a safety for the Ohio State University. He ended up playing for the New Orleans Saints, but he's a guy that his senior year he moved in from New York, the state of New York, and lived with the coach at Newark Catholic. Because it was allowed back then. It wasn't. And we had a heartbreaking loss to them in regionals. So, I mean, at Uniontown Lake High School, I'll never forget it. So, but yeah, they're a good team. They all those teams that over there on the western part of the state, the Coldwaters and the likes of them, but there's something like we talked about yesterday. There's something about here. There's something about Youngstown. There's something about Warren, the Valley. You know what I mean? We're tough too. So I think we get it done.
Awesome. And I stand corrected, by the way. Thank you for the correction on that. I couldn't remember if that was them or if it was somebody else in the state semi. So thank you, Donnie Riccatelli. Rob Mush, your thoughts on Warren JFK Screaming Eagles?
Like I've been saying all year, I'll say it every time too. This team is a completely different football team when it comes to postseason play. I mean, the one lineman, I forget his name, but I mean, this kid was huge. The kid was literally bigger than Michigan fans' hopes and dreams. Sorry, it's just giant. But it's just one of the better coached teams around. I got a chance to see them play earlier, and they're just fundamentally sound. They're disciplined. They're ready to go. And that was in probably, I think it was week 3 that I seen them play. And I guarantee you, if I seen them play this weekend, it would be a completely different team, in my opinion, of what they're bringing, execution-wise. And that's why, I don't see any problem with anybody believing this school should be in the state championship game.
EB, AMO, let's tie this on together. Do you guys, anything that we haven't talked about yet about JFK?
No, I mean, I think they're what, D7 legit. They're probably more of a D3, D4 just with the schedule that they play.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they lost Kim Hollabaugh. They might have had better athletes last year, but I really think they're just a better complete team this year.
They're just handing out birthday wishes now. This is just throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. Amo?
I can't believe they're still talking Nickelback. Jesus.
The only thing I'll say is, when they were down 13-0, I got not worried, but it was like that.
Concerned.
Yeah. And then, they tie it up, and then the Iceman comes up with that pick. I got so excited. And then the next play, they fumbled. It was like, it felt like it everything was against them that game,
Yep.
and they still found a way to win. And I think that shows a lot for that team. That had to be I wouldn't say as bad as they played, but just how it seemed like everything was going against them. When you got it done with it, I feel like that team was, when they got in the locker room, was like, that was a great win. We fought against everything and came out with the W. And they made stops when it mattered. I mean, that's what it comes down to, right?
That's exactly what it comes down to. I'm just gonna guess that everybody's taking Springfield and everybody's taking JFK. Is that a safe bet? Scotty, are you gonna be the scumbag conductor and take somebody from not the YSN school?
No, I won't be the scumbag today.
That a boy, the
Scotty.
Scumbag Express, a.k.a. Scotty Minter. All right, let's talk about this Ohio State-Michigan game, boys.
Let's go.
There's a lot of hype on this. I know you've been waiting the entire show to talk about this. This is going to be like the Power Hour in 10 minutes, just so you know. If you got to drop off, I completely understand. But if you want to talk about Ohio State-Michigan, here's your shot. Amo, you're stretching to talk about Ohio State-Michigan right now. So I'm just going to let you have it. What's your preview? What's your analysis of this game that is this Saturday at noon?
I've said all year, to beat Ohio State, I think if you win the toss, you got to take it. Go down, score, stop Ohio State, and then get a 14-0, hit him in the mouth. I don't know if Michigan can do that, but I will say their pass rush is really good, and that concerns me with our offensive line. It's not bad, but it's not like great. We got 4 offensive tackles across the 5-man front. I mean, they moved 2 of them to guard. That just shows you how athletic they are. And they're great pass blocking, but they got those 2 guys on the edge that could cause some concerns, and that's where he showed that, young kid, not great under pressure, but I don't see them stopping Ohio State, and that's and their offense. Harbaugh doesn't put up points. He did against Maryland. But in the past, he's just that, I'm going to run and try to beat you. And that Ohio State, that fits their defense, especially this year.
Okay, so I'm going to change your nameplate. You're going to take Ohio State by how many?
14.
14. And I think the actual number is 9, right? 9.5, something like that. That's the spread right now. EB, your analysis of Ohio State, Michigan this weekend.
I mean, Michigan has a couple of things going for them. I mean, they'll come out hot because it's Michigan, Ohio State. It is in Ann Arbor, and they got to game plan for essentially 2 years for one game. So I hope they have something together, but really, Ohio State's just too good offensively, and the defense is
Jeff Howard. He's my guy. I love him.
I'm just having the worst day. I can just hear him saying it.
I'm not even going to continue after that because you just can't. Ohio State by 24.
24. All right.
That was great. Oh, is that awesome?
Rob, you're up.
All right, so I have a few key stats here. So Ohio State, when they're in Michigan, they are playing at 24, 31, and 4. Their combined record against this team is 58, 51, and 6 in favor of Michigan. Michigan does have a win streak of 9 games going back to 1901 to 1909. So ask me why those stats are pretty important.
Why are those stats pretty important?
They're not important. Who cares? We seriously got to go back to 1901 when, God forbid, we talk about William McKinley was assassinated, and that's when you hung up 86 on Ohio State, and the score was 86-0. We're going to go back 110, 20 years for what? Who cares? You know what the similarity of him getting assassinated and Michigan's fans' hopes and dreams are? Nothing. They're both dead. And guess what? This weekend, it's going to be all over again. Thank you, Ohio State, by at least 30. Shut up. If you find some way to get lucky enough to where the parallels are not lined up and you guys figure out a way to finally beat this team, fine. Hell you want, and thank God the rivalry's back. But until then, shut your mouth.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rob
Good luck to you, Rich.
How the hell do I top that?
You don't.
Just give me a number.
Listen. The only thing that's going to stop Ohio State is the clock. That's it. When the clock ends and they're up, I'm going to say at least 65.
Did you say 65?
65 for it. And if he wants to hang 100 on him, he's going to hang 100 on him.
I love it. Oh,
Buddy, you can't tell me that this is anything different. Okay, Purdue was supposed to be the Big Ten killer. Penn State was supposed to be this. Nebraska had a better chance at beating us with our bad play. These guys are a different kind of focus during this week. It's not like they're going and playing. Like look, Michigan is not.
Does everybody realize what they did last week against Walker? One of the best running backs in the country. I mean, that's what I'm trying to tell these people. Ohio State is on a different level right now. It doesn't matter what happened 3 weeks ago. As soon as this Michigan State game, here comes the Buckeyes making an example.
And they have everybody back on defense. Everybody is healthy now.
Can I ask an honest question? As someone who's not an Ohio State follower, is this the last week that Ohio State fans will be able to talk trash?
Nobody's talking trash.
No, I mean like how good Ohio State.
I really haven't been talking any kind of trash.
We're being realistic.
Okay.
Realistic.
I was just going to say that. I'm more realistic about everything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say trash talking.
So
I will entertain the Michigan fans.
Wait a minute.
but
You just talked
realistically,
about killing people in McKinley.
No. That is in regards to the amount of absurdity I'm hearing on the Michigan side. That is not me trash talking.
Let me ask you
being observant.
Honest question. If somehow Michigan wins this game,
good for them.
Sigler, your thoughts on this game?
I have so much thoughts on this game. Like and this is the wrong word to use for this weekend, but I hate that school. Jim Harbaugh. I couldn't ask for a better coach to hate for that squad. That defensive front for Ohio State, that front seven is just their only weakness is the middle linebacking core because of their inexperience, but their D-line is legit. And Trevion Henderson gets overshadowed by those wideouts, and he is a machine. And he catches the ball out of the backfield. He runs people over. The kid is legit. I'm not going to get cocky because for some reason, and I'm old enough, and Rob and Donnie, I've seen better Ohio State teams than this one lose. Right. The name Tim Biakabatuka will never leave my brain.
I remember.
And those John Cooper teams were so good, they probably should have won the national title 2 to 3 times. But anyhow, I honestly don't see Michigan stopping them. They should win by 40, easy. This offense, if Stroud doesn't get erratic on the run, when he's in motion trying to throw the football is his only weakness. And if it's exploited, that could be a problem. But, like Amos said, the first 10 minutes of the game,
It's Jeff's show, man. Like, Jeff just took over the show.
Didn't Jeff say he had a baby yesterday? And he
did! That's why he's playing. He got fired from Idaho today. Can you imagine having a baby and getting fired as the head coach of Idaho the next day?
Listen, if I had a baby and I was on this show, I might not be alive because my wife might come out of the bed and just end it right there. So
that's true.
Anyhow, Ohio State big. I'd be shocked if they don't win big.
I got you at -40.
Good.
All right, Scotty and CJ, in case you're wondering, I'm not going to make you talk about Ohio State. So you're going to lead off the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark? Scotty, your thoughts on the Ohio State-Michigan game?
I think Ohio State, I just don't see any way Michigan keeps it even remotely close. I think Ohio State's 3 receivers, and I think just about everybody that's watch them agree. And Garrett Wilson, Olave, and Smith and Jigba, Jackson Smith and Jigba, they could all start, I think, in the NFL right now. So it's going to be whatever Ryan Day wants. They're not going to be able to stop the Buckeyes. Ohio State in a rout, I could see them putting 75 up on them.
That's my guy.
Winning by 75?
No, putting 75.
Scoring 75.
All right, what's the number they win by, Scotty?
I say they win by 42.
42. Beau, how does it feel to be like the lowest score out of everybody? They've progressively gotten, well, except for D. Ricks, who went 65 burger. He's going 5 guys on us.
I want it to be big, but I don't have the heart to say. I got too many Michigan friends. They're going to smoke me if I
What's
say
with all
something.
these people getting fired on NCAA dynasties?
Well, here's what's all with all these people. What happens is as soon as people hear the truth, they can't handle it. You know why? Because nobody likes the truth. And people just lose their mind. They lose their mind when people actually don't have to necessarily talk smack, but get all observant on them. And then all of a sudden, oh, he said something about 1901. Yeah, okay, all right.
All right, stand by. CJ, get ready, because it's time for... The Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark, presented by our friends over at DickeyElectric.com. Anything commercial, residential, anything electrical, you need to go to the official electrical supplier of your sports network, and that's Joe Dickey Electric. Now, a little twist on today. It is, what is your spark and what are you thankful for, Mr. CJ?
Yeah, so my spark is a positive one, obviously. Thanksgiving. Going to be getting ready to just gorge my face and eat some good stuff. Football day tomorrow, although negatively we got to watch the Lions, so there's that. What am I thankful for? So I'm thankful for so much. My family, friends, their health. Thankful for just being able to be a part of the YSN family. It's been a great year, my first year here, so you guys have been so great with that. And lastly, thankful for the kids I get to coach at Beaver High School. Those guys are awesome. Love being around them. Love those dudes. So yeah, I'm excited for winter workouts starting next week.
Hey, when you guys joining YSN? CJ?
We're getting them. Don't worry.
All
right, Incognito, let's go.
Well, my spark is a negative one, and it's because I have to be cautiously optimistic about this friggin' Browns team. They're playing on my birthday, and everything's pointing to they're just going to get blown out. But, it's Jarvis Landry's birthday, too. Maybe he finally has a big game if Stefanski actually lets him get the ball, and maybe the Browns surprise, but I think it's a dumpster fire right now. What I'm thankful for is another year almost being a part of the YSN team. This is going on year number 3 in 2022. It'll be I've been with YSN. I started in 2019, I believe it was. So year number 3 almost already, and thankful for all the friendships I've made and the connections and just being able to converse with great people. So with that, I'm out. The Browns, they better not lay a turd on my birthday or you're going to see me the next day.
That's all right, Scott. Go ahead back to the filming of How to Catch a Predator.
Oh my God! All right, so it's very positive, and again, it's more observational than anything. So we have stub toe, we have paper cuts, we have liver and onions, we have steak that's cooked, well done. Seeing your parents naked. Biting your own tongue and losing your cell phone. And of course, last but not least, living in Ohio and actually rooting for that shit squad team up north. What is wrong with you people? Go seek help, figure it out, get back to me when you do. Other than that, I'm very thankful for the people that we'll have at my house tomorrow. We always have a great time, and can't wait. And to see what the plans are for tonight, 'cause I'm getting ready to leave work as soon as I'm done. So
Later. That was a hard Jake break. Go ahead, Donnie.
Oh, the spark is obviously we are three days away now from the game, and I can't wait for my prediction to come true because I don't see a scenario where it won't. I'm very thankful for my friends and family and this YSN network. It's been amazing. I've been with you guys for a very short time. Looking forward to a very long time with you guys, and I'm very, very, very thankful that I grew up being an Ohio State fan.
Well played, sir. Siggy.
I'm going to start off with a negative spark. If you have anything that'll test your manhood, it won't be little kids, puppies or kittens, annoying neighbors. No, icicle lights. You try to have icicle lights that have been boxed for a year. Guaranteed you will say every swear word that you could think of outside for about an hour. That being said, very positive spark is what I'm thankful for this Thanksgiving is, of course, my friends and family. Friends I always consider part of my family, always have. Been blessed with so many. We're able to celebrate Thanksgiving tonight. Going to be going out of town with some friends for the weekend. So hopefully we have a great time, make it there safely, and return safe with a Buckeye win this weekend. Go Bucks. Can't wait.
We have some breaking news into the newsroom. Jeff Howard hired at New Mexico State.
why are you always messing with AB like that?
Dude, I was about to send him he was going to be my spark, like a positive spark to send him positivity because he was just having a rough day. I will say this: I think New Mexico State's an upgrade from Idaho, so you're moving in the right direction. What are they? The Aggies? Go Aggies or something? My only negative spark is we have a game the same time as the game, so I don't think I'll get to see too much of it, but nonetheless, part of what I'm thankful for, I wouldn't trade it in the world to, be able to go coach these girls or where I'm at. I mean, it's an awesome time. And outside of that, thankful for health, family, and not only YSN, but the friendships that have come with it, over the past couple of years. It's not always about what you know, but who you know in life. And it just makes it's one of those things I wouldn't trade any of it for the world.
And we'll go to Amo, who just came back.
Yeah, sorry about that. So get a little quick shout out here. Noah Frederick got first team Inland as a running back, and Elijah Frederick got first team Inland District as punter. Those two kids are fantastic kids at Sebring. I got a good time covering them. My first year, give a shout out to Coach Seidel for asking me to do the games and allowing me to be with the team. That was awesome. Coach is I consider him a great friend and just a better dude. Shout out to Paul Munson for scheduling and getting me and Billy games for football and allowing us to take whatever. And then DJ yourself for asking us to do it. Got a great group of guys here and thankful for everyone.
All right. I think that leaves me. I am the spark is these teams that are playing this weekend, starting tomorrow or starting Friday, rather, and then going into Saturday. Negative spark is why my mouse just keeps clicking things by itself. I'm not even touching it. So we'll go. I don't remember a time where our area celebrates as well as we do whenever there's a team fighting for a state championship. And I'm so honored to be able to be a part of that, and especially 3 of the teams that we cover out of the 50-some that we do are in contention for it. So I'm ecstatic to be able to be at 2 of those games. Wish I could be all 3, but obviously 2 of them play at the same time. So hopefully all 3 of them move on, and we'll be at every single game next weekend. What I'm thankful for, well, that's super simple. First and foremost, I'm thankful for the opportunity to do the things I do on a regular basis, whether it's for myself, for my family, for you guys, for everybody out there. I couldn't do it without God, and He's always first. Secondly, my wife, my family. Z back at my official HQ is my house. They bring so much joy into my life. Those two, and it's without them, none of this would be possible, because they give me kind of the cover that I need to get out there and do some of the things that I do, and put myself out there so I can help you guys and bring you guys aboard and do all the stuff that we do. But thirdly, and most importantly, I couldn't do this without any of you. And when I say you, it's the panelists, it's you guys. Of course, my mouse doesn't want to work now. It's these guys. It's these people on this panel. I can't thank you enough. It's the people that are not on the panel. It's the people that wear the red, white, and blue for us. It's our veterans. It's the doctors. It's the first responders. The people, we give them an opportunity to be two places at once and do what they do at YSN. It's teachers that are so important in today's society, people don't necessarily want to go to college and get secondary education, but it's necessary. You want to be intelligent and smart and push yourself. It's the trade workers that are doing things, and obviously things that I don't necessarily want to do. But there's people out there that do it because they're so talented at it. I couldn't fix my toilet. I couldn't fix, we talk about Joe Dick Electric. Listen, I will die if I have to fix the electric at some point. So I'm thankful for those people. I'm thankful for everything that we've been awarded and all the opportunities that, even the ones that we failed at, the opportunities that we've been given to be better. And I can't thank people that support YSN enough, because it has been a dream come true every single day when I wake up, when these guys wake up, to get up and cover sports the way that we feel it should be covered. Positive, negative, wins, losses, ties. It all comes down to, we're doing this and we're doing it for the right reasons, or at least we feel are the right reasons. And we're doing it to put a shine of light on your kids, your programs, your coaches, and of course your family. So from all of us to all of you, we wish you the happiest of Thanksgivings, and cannot wait to get back with you on Monday with some really, really good news that all three of our teams have made it to the state championship. So on behalf of us, we say happy Thanksgiving, have a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday for another episode of the YSN Power Hour. Sayonara!